What up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Off the Record. We love Off the Record, and every single week I am getting DMs and emails from people, and Off the Record is saving them from those pesky points on their license. That's right. If you get pulled over for a moving violation, don't plead guilty. Get Off the Record. Go to offtherecord.com/TST. We used to have a code for the app. Don't use the code anymore. The code's no good. We're not using it anymore. It's all web now. Offtherecord.com/TST. That's where it all goes down. If you get a moving violation, big, small, or in between, do not plead guilty. Get Off the Record. Offtherecord.com/TST. All right, folks, on this episode of the program, comedian Abbas Wahab is in studio. Zach found this dude and told me about him, and his Instagram reels and TikToks making fun of car companies are awesome. The guy, clearly, he knows more about cars than a regular comedian would know about cars, and in very specific ways. He has been in the industry before. We're getting it out of him. He's in studio today. The homie rolled up in a VW ID Buzz. Abbas Wahab, very funny man, on the Smoking Tire Podcast. Let's go.
If it lined up before the
It
thing,
always lines up.
Yeah.
Here we are. Welcome.
You are.
This
Welcome
is
to
it.
California.
This is it.
We live?
Yeah, and
or-
wait, but it was your first time in San Diego
Yes,
yesterday,
sir.
but not L.A. You've been to L.A.,
Correct.
right?
Been to LA,
Rolled up proper in the ID Buzz.
ID Buzz. I'm in it. I'm
are you-
sleeping in the back.
Fuck out of here.
Swear to
You're
God.
camping in that motherfucker? Seriously?
I've never had an opportunity in that.
Was that your pitch to VW?
Not at all. In fact, I don't even know if they want me to market it like that. I'm
not-
wondering. I'm like,
Look, dude, please don't encourage urban van camping in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's a big part of
in
the
our
market.
hippie
Yeah.
urban van
Yeah.
camper.
You're doing that tonight in L.A.?
Well, tonight in LA, I know a bunch of people, so I'm just
Okay.
gonna go park in the driveway. And if they have a guest room, like my buddy Jackson Banks is on the show, if he has a room, I'll crash there. But I'm like, dude, at this point, I got my little mattress in the back. I'm
Hell
like,
yeah.
I'll
Van
just park
camp.
on the thing. In San
That would
Diego
be-
is sketchy.
Really?
I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to park.
It's a very fairly safe city compared to.
I know, but
Most
it's
of
like
it is, a little of it is.
That's true.
But
I didn't
we
wanna-
saw Santino. We went to go see Andrew Santino
Yeah.
down there. And right around the theater, whatever the theater he was at, the area around it was like
No bueno?
mayhem.
Yeah.
Mayhem. It was where, I think it's like Gas Lamp or whatever it's fucking called. It's
Oh,
where
yeah.
all
Quarter.
the
The
trashy...
baseball stadium's there.
Yeah, it's where all the trashiest clubs are at,
Yes.
and like everyone at 2, because the show was late. Everyone at 2 a.m. was the most drunk, and it's just a
It's like
disaster.
Austin 6th Street, where it's chaos
Yes,
at night. Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
basically.
I feel like if you want to watch Army recruits fight Navy recruits while trying to get laid, that's where you
Yeah,
go.
exactly. A 19-year-old testosterone.
Yeah, exactly. You see a
Just
lot
an-
of it.
Just an 80s movie every day. Like, fuck you, Navy guy. Fuck you, fly boy. Yeah.
I love all that because I was in the Naval Reserves in Canada for like
Oh,
6
you
years.
were?
8 years ago, like when I was 17 till I was like 23. That's why I was like in San Diego. I was seeing all those like destroyers and these. I'm like, yo.
Did you have to do much in the Naval Reserves in Canada? What did you do?
No, Naval Reserves in Canada is kind of like the Boy Scouts with a W-2. You know what I mean? I mean, we call it a T4 up there, but this is for the American audience.
Did
But,
you
like,
ever see the Pauly Shore movie In the Army Now?
No, I
They're
haven't.
as a reservist, even a Canadian one, I think you'd probably find it funny. It's like, be all you can be on the weekends.
Yeah, exactly. The Simpsons, and the rest of the time you're drunk off your ass. That's literally why Homer joined the Navy. Is kind of why I joined.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of people join.
Dude, it was a great episode.
See the world, get shit-faced. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Where
Peace.
in Canada are you from? Which side?
I was raised in London, Ontario, 2
Okay.
hours from Toronto. But then, like, cutting my teeth in comedy was all in Toronto.
in Toronto.
Yeah.
Who's like the heavies from? I mean, there's like the sketch comedy guys, right?
Yes.
But who's the heavy stand-ups from Toronto? Who was like running the fucking shit up there?
Well, here's the thing about Toronto is like anybody that gets to a certain level, they leave. That's the Canadian. It's like the ceiling is here.
Yeah.
So if you're heavy, you're in America now.
Yeah, yeah.
For the most part,
Sure.
right? But there's a lot of people killing it right now on this side, you know? Like
They ran sketch in the 90s, though.
Oh, you're talking about like
Talking about Rick
Kids
Moranis and the Kids in the Hall guys, and then
Mike Myers.
and Mike Myers, and all. We got them all.
in the hall? Yeah, you guys suck them down here, man. Jim Carrey, all of
Right?
them.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the appeal,
They're ours.
the appeal of New York.
They're ours.
We're
The
probably
appeal of New
scaring
York
him
and
north
LA.
again, so
Yeah.
you'll have him back soon.
Oh yeah, with his beard,
Keep your citizenship, guys.
with a bird coming out of it.
Jim Carrey's
The
gonna show
Jim
up with
Carrey
mushrooms.
beard.
It's
Does he
legendary.
have a beard right now?
He had a
Has he
beard.
gone
Oh, I
back?
think he got the beard was the painting period.
Yeah.
Right?
Now I think he's into like weird non-science.
So it might be a mustache.
I think he's on the Steve Jobs track where he's just like, my medicine is just pomegranate juice. That's it. It's like, that's true. I think it was like a weird spiritual.
He's in the
kind of-
stratosphere. He could do whatever he wants. And we're just like, hey, Jim Carrey, he hula hoops now, and
He's doing that in
and he's
Sonic
not
3.
bad at it.
Yeah.
He's not bad at it.
Yeah, it's like he's like the white Andre 3000, right?
Oh, right. He can go wherever he wants,
I just
wear
saw
whatever
that
he
dude
wants.
in the airport playing a flute. Like, and let's just give him a Grammy now because he'll get there. Like,
Who's a? Yeah,
Yes!
exactly that. It looks like a nest.
Beard Carey.
What a legend.
Honestly,
What
he
a
looks
legend.
happy.
What a legend.
He looks very relaxed.
Canadian
But yeah, you
gem.
can imagine.
Yeah.
You can imagine a little yellow bird just like peeking its head out of there, and he pulls like a worm out of his pocket, like
just
Shawshank.
feeds it softly. Jim was here.
Oh shit! And you're in New York now?
I'm living in Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Nice.
Yeah, just moved out there at the beginning of the year. The day before the inauguration, I moved out there.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm born in Sudan, which was one of the a couple years back the Trump travel ban.
Oh right.
So Sudan was one of those
Shit,
countries. We made
so
the
many
cut,
things have
baby,
happened. You
right?
didn't even remember.
So I
He's
used to
forgotten
work.
about the Sudan.
Your jokes
He's
are
moved
really
on.
good. You're like, hey, well, you should let me in.
We made the cut, baby. I used to work in the automotive sector in Detroit, the automotive sector.
Oh really?
And,
Is that where your car bits like came from?
I love cars since I was a kid, but I before comedy, I got an engineering degree and I went to work in Detroit.
No shit.
I worked as a supplier. We built like fuel tanks for the Wrangler and a bunch of stuff, like a tier 1
Nice.
supplier. So that's where I got my feet wet with that life. All of these videos I do are not really related to on the engineering side. It's just kind of like I was just shooting the shit a couple times and they hit and I just kept repeating it, kind of.
Yeah, but it like most comedians, even the ones who like cars, aren't making like insidery car industry sketches. Like most aren't. So like that had to come from somewhere, and obviously working in the industry itself.
And having a car obsession since I was a kid. Like I've always just been obsessed with cars. But and like I said, the content I just randomly made this and that. And then like you said, these inside baseball people are like, oh, this guy likes cars.
Zach was like, this one actually gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I started following. I was like, oh, these are accurate, insightful, pretty factual, and very funny.
Yeah.
And I don't think journalists could get away with picking things apart the way you did, which is great.
Someone hit me up like, yo, I work with Nissan marketing, and I'm like, I've shit a lot on Nissan. I don't think they want to do anything.
They've
with
just
it.
heard
It's
that
been
you did a thing. They haven't actually seen the
it's been
content.
pretty generally negative towards Nissan specifically.
Well, it was such an
just
easy
right now.
target.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, coming off the mountain today, I saw a hard body that was it was the 2-door Pathfinder, black mint with like what looked like the brand new OEM graphics on the sideline. I think someone actually restored a first gen 2-door Pathfinder. It looked freshly restored.
That's the state they're in right now.
Pretty awesome.
They a lot of people miss the Xterra, right?
Yeah.
That's like the community. Like I was making fun of it, and all the comments were like, "The Xterra, though,
Yeah.
leave the Xterra out of it,
touch our
man.
4Runner, dude.
Leave the
Don't touch
Xterra.
my
It's like their
Xterra."
Land Cruiser, kind of like, nah, man.
I mean, the Altima is like the lowest hanging fruit probably in car jokes.
It's having a
course,
right?
moment. Yeah.
Gray
Well,
Altima.
I mean,
Gray
let's-
Altima,
Just
rented
chaos
Altima.
on wheels.
It's the
essentially.
last step before you're like riding a tricycle. You know, you see those videos where it's like some college girl got like a Dewey and is like in a Barbie Power Wheels going to class. Like after an
The
Altima,
step right up.
That's like
Bumper
who
falling
moves
off.
up from an Altima? I think people only move down from an Altima.
Yeah, I mean, it's you
Right?
just get
Like-
dude, you just get pulled over in those like crazy. My little brother had one for a second. He got pulled over. Like the cops just go after Ultimas.
Yeah,
he
because
got to a
Guilty
my
by
mom's Rav
association.
4. No problem.
Guilty by
There you go.
Altima.
Yeah, guilty
They're
by
like, we was
Altima.
in an Ultima. We
How do you? Oh, I wish you guilty by Altima Association.
Well, because so
That's-
many of them have found the
we can
11th,
workshop that a
10th.
little bit.
yeah, exactly. We just pause, but ding, 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 ding. Guilty by Ultima. Yeah.
I rented one once, and honestly, it made me want to drive into a crowd of people. It was
Yeah.
one of the most miserable things I've ever.
If you
driven.
rented a Versa, you would have driven into them. You know?
rented a Versa, we had a racing weekend in Kentucky. And when you have an endurance racing weekend, the racing is on Saturday and Sunday. It's like 2 12-hour races, and they call that one race. They don't like to race overnight a lot. Yeah. So you show up like Thursday night, and there's practice and qualifying on Friday.
Okay.
So during practice, you are allowed to drive cars on the racetrack that are not the race car. Right, but you're also allowed to drive the race car on the racetrack.
Enter Versa.
So I had rented a Versa, and they gave it to me. It was new.
Was this years ago?
Yeah. The statute, statute of limitations.
Was it ironic?
This was like 2017. Maybe.
Got it. Okay.
And I probably ran about 100 laps in this Versa. Brand new. Brakes gone, tires gone, CVT gearbox was like basically on fire.
Yeah, like out of the manufacturing.
Woo, boy, I learned that track.
Oh my God.
It was great, yeah. I've wrapped a bunch of random cars in days like that.
I had an old Versa rental. I used to go to Tennessee all the time. It was just like annoyed the hell out of me. Just how much... When you press the gap between throttle and reality, something happening,
in response,
the biggest I've ever seen.
Turning
like
fuel
legitimate
into noise.
4 to 5 seconds, like and then some a little flow.
You think the biggest fuel to noise? You ever ride you ride motorcycles?
I had motorcycle
Have you?
license, yeah, just like a Gixxer and like a Monster 696.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You ever get a chance? Try like a 1983 Harley. You want to talk about? And you're like,
and
I could walk. I could walk faster than this. Yeah,
those were all like the giant motors,
enormous, shaky ass cubic inch,
and just nothing went to the wheels.
So slow, so slow.
Sounded badass though.
They
kept you alive.
They go fast now. Yeah. They did not keep you alive. A lot of people die on them things.
You're kept alive because they broke down a lot. Yeah, old Harleys are not known for being that reliable.
That's why Range Rover drivers are quite. Safe and healthy. Range Rover drivers, They
just pull off to the side of the highway all the time.
Yeah. Sir, are you in a safe place?
Yes, I am.
We learned, though, if you ever have to make that call, you break down, you in a safe place, you got to say no. They show up.
Oh, good call.
Dude, Zach and I broke down in a very expensive, rare 80s modified Ferrari in the middle of an intersection. And I called and I said, I'm not in a safe place. And a truck was there in like 3.5 seconds.
Just drifted around the corner.
The guy was... Dude,
he was going to do 17 errands if you said...
ready.
Yeah.
He was ready to go
we're in the parking lot.
He was going to go to court. But he's like, oh, no, I got to pick this person first. Yeah.
That's so... Dude, a lot of these old cars you guys are driving, which that garage is crazy. That is like a kid's... That is like... Again, I'm referencing Simpsons because I grew up on it. I love it. And when Bart gets like the key to that candy store, the toy store, that is just crazy in there. And they all probably break down a lot. All these antique ones when you kind of like cruising them, like you got to kind of expect them.
We don't get a lot of calls that cars like. We don't get calls from people whose cars are stranded that often. Yeah, no, you'd think it would be more, but it's not really. Cars need to go to the shop all the time, but it's rarely something that is where you're stranded on the side of the road. Most cars, like a lot of the cars, like even if they have a problem, like it won't be a catastrophic one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It'll be like a tow, or you can just handle it right then and there.
Well, I mean,
I feel like a lot of old cars will start letting you know they're having a problem, but they'll work. It's really hard to kill them. I tried in high school.
It'll be something will smoke.
The idle will like be really rough, and you got to keep it going.
Something will leak.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
You book it back,
and you can drive it to the shop.
Got it.
You know, like that kind of stuff.
My car in high school would start and run on 3 cylinders, and then 10 minutes later would run
out of
on
8. It was an 8.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm like,
no, just wait. So
75%?
it's like it would that's catastrophic in most new cars, but you just go, just wait a minute, and it'll get its bearings. It'll warm up a little bit.
Did Thaddeus tell you that he just discovered his BMW? My friend Thaddeus has an E36 BMW with an S54 engine with the later, more powerful
twin turbo.
No, it's the one out of the E46 M3 in the E36 M3. So it's like an extra 100 horsepower. It's a lot faster. We went up the mountain today. He was flying down Big Tahunga. I could not believe
James
his
Dean
pace.
style.
Oh. Couldn't believe his pace. I was behind him in the GTS mobbing. Anyway, he just found out his car was running on 5 cylinders. He had someone.
I told him that weeks ago.
Yeah, it was running on
weeks ago.
He was
How'd you know?
Because I drove it. And because my car did that at some point. I was like, I don't think this thing's running right. And he was like, no, I sent a video to a guy. He said it's okay. I went, all right.
A video?
Yeah. He literally did that. All right.
Yeah, so
Did
it
it
was
get
running
faster?
on 5. Now it's running on 6. It go very fast. Yeah,
Thing cooks.
yeah. It's a sleeper. It was
Short
very,
gearing
very,
is
very
nice.
quick. Oh, it has a short gear also.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah.
In New York, I always see, because the finance guys love the 911s, I always see the old like whale tail turbos.
Yeah.
Just a guy just texting on the side, and then the tow truck is backing up. Them. They're always those whale tail ones.
Unfortunate.
It's always like just waiting.
That's
there.
a
I'm like,
bummer. Do you have a car in New York?
yeah,
You do?
It's a little Golf, VW Golf.
Oh, yeah. Good car.
Parks. Yeah, it's a great car. You know, I
Street
woke up-
park?
Street park every day. Sometimes hell on earth, right?
Yeah.
Because you go, you see your building, and you're like, okay, on this street, no, not this street, the next street over. Suddenly you're like looping 3, 4 over, and you just
Dude,
want
the
to put a bullet in
stress
your
of
head.
that would drive me nuts. Not knowing where to park my car at home.
I had to do that for
couldn't
years
do
here.
it.
It was terrible.
But they
do
want
it.
$500 for the parking spot.
I
you know?
understand.
I'm like-
I would not be able to buy a car
I'm
until
like,
I could also do that. I get it.
I know. I mean, I brought it from Canada with when I moved. I'm like, I have to have a car.
Sure.
You know? But I told them, I'm like, hey, 300 and we'll
How
talk.
often do you use it though?
Every
in the
day.
city? You do? Oh, you
Oh,
do
I
it
drive every day.
You drive to gigs?
After 9, after congestion pricing, boy, I go into the city. I love crossing into the city with my car and like ripping around in
New York City
with a
driving
car.
is a
I love it.
real. It's a real unique type of driving. It's
Yeah.
not for everybody.
It's chaotic.
Yeah.
It's like people use the shoulder. It's like water flowing. It will go through the path of least resistance, and I love it.
How does it compare to the Sudan?
Oh, that's literally that's like
I was gonna
that's
say, you have experience.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, it's African driving where it's like. I say in New York, if a red light doesn't have a red light camera, it's just a yield sign. Right?
Oh my God.
Guys, we got to take a quick break from the action for DeleteMe. I love DeleteMe. I'm a proud DeleteMe user. Whether it's phishing, spam, emails, texts, solicitations on your phone, your data is out there and it is being used to exploit you. Right? To call you, to harass you, to try and sell you stuff, because we have all, as a society, basically traded our privacy for convenience. We shop online, we sign up for apps, we sign up for memberships, discounts, services, and then they take that data and data brokers sell it, right, to other people who just use it to bother you with stuff, right? And so DeleteMe is a service. It's fantastic. It's not a one-time service. It's an ongoing service. They can protect your personal privacy or the privacy of your business from doxing attacks before sensitive information can be exploited, from phishing, from spam calls, spam texts, etc. Maybe you've been a victim of identity theft, right? If not, you certainly know someone that DeleteMe can help. I signed up for DeleteMe, and here's what happens. I put in my basic information as well as some past information about me, old addresses, jobs, etc. And then DeleteMe goes to work, finding instances of my data that's out on these data broker websites. Some of it DeleteMe can automatically get rid of. Some of it I have to fill out some extra paperwork and they bring it back to me. And some of it I have to take a little further action. But every month, DeleteMe sends a report saying what they found, where they found it, and here's what I can do to get rid of it if they can't get rid of it on their own. It's really good. It's a great service. And it's, again, not one time. It's ongoing. And I have a special discount for you. You can take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for DeleteMe at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your DeleteMe plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/tire and use promo code TIRE at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/tire and enter code TIRE at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/tire, code TIRE. You got it? Good. And thank you to DeleteMe for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. Folks, got to take one more quick break for Cremo. This stuff is the best. If I'm having a little bit of a stinky day, a little bit of a sweaty day, and look, it's been hot out here in LA. I've been up on the mountain early in the morning. So on days when we film, I take the car, I leave my house at 6 a.m., I go up to the mountain, I then have to crawl all over the car to get the beauty shots and the details. I've got to mount the cameras on the car, and I'm stressed out because I'm trying to think about what I have to do with the car, and I'm putting cameras away. I'm getting in and out of the car, setting up camera, taking the camera out, set up, take it out, in, out, in, out. Let me just tell you, I love my job, but I get sweaty. And then when I'm done with that, I have to go back to the office. I don't go home and shower first. The second half of the day happens doing this show, etc. Cremo is here for me. Their deodorant is designed to provide men with 48-hour odor protection. I'm glad I don't need 48 hours of odor protection, but it's there. I also put on like 45-hour sunscreen, even though I'm going out in the sun for like 2 hours. Cremo's products are barber grade and made with pride, professionalism, and passion to guarantee you quality without compromise. They've got 2 new signature scents, the Italian Bergamont, it's bright, fresh, and robust, and the Palo Santo, it's deep, smoky, and refined. I do like the Palo Santo. I've been carrying that one. I threw it in the car when I went to film the 911 GTS this morning, and then I freshened up on the way back, and I am feeling it. I like their moisturizer too. They sent me a nice moisturizer that's good for my elbows throughout the day. Cremo's good stuff. You deserve good quality grooming products from a company with high standards. I smell good. I'm not sweaty throughout the day, and I can have a whole bit of work in the morning, and nobody has to know. Cremo also offers a wide range of other grooming products for men, including shaving cream, beard oil, and shampoo, so you can find your favorite scent and buy the whole body care line. Head over to Target or Target.com to find Cremo's new line of antiperspirants and deodorants in the Italian Bergamont and Palo Santo scents. Once again, check out Cremo at Target or Target.com.
And like, let's say you're at a red light and it just went red for you. That's when they go. They don't wait for it to go green. When they see it's red for you, it's green for me. I don't. So it's like you got to kind of be aware of all this stuff.
They're like F1 drivers. They're just watching those lights and like, oh, I'm going to time it just
the
right.
yellow.
Like I swear I've been in New York City cabs where I was like, do you want to do a cannonball right now? Because like you are obviously ready for it. Like let's fucking go.
And you will cut lights with cops yellows.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, right when I moved there, I'm like, oh, no, I saw a cop booking it behind me as I was cutting the yellow. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then he books it past me and whips in front of me. And I'm like, oh, shit.
You got it. Sometimes, like, I got back in the day, I got pulled over on the Henry Hudson Parkway by a fake taxi.
Okay.
There was a cop.
Okay.
But it was a yellow cab. But it was 2 cops.
Like you ran a light or?
No. I was speeding. Me and my friend were fucking mobbing up the Henry Hudson. I got arrested for street racing.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing like 40, 50 over.
Yeah, we were going fast.
Yeah.
We were going fast. But we weren't actually racing. We were just 2 friends going fast. But what they saw as we passed their yellow cab, it looked like a race if you didn't know what you're doing. My shit got impounded. I went to jail.
Oh, so you have a badass... what's it called? Those, what are the photos called?
Mugshot?
You got one of those?
But
Pablo Escobar style?
So I wish I could have got a copy of it. I wonder if there was one somewhere. We took one.
Dude, you got to
sure.
get that framed in here.
No, what happened was I've told the story before, but what's great was they impounded my car.
What was it?
It was a John Cooper Works Mini, 2006. There's no car on the planet faster up the Henry Hudson Parkway than a fucking juiced up Mini.
It was UK flags on the side mirrors?
I was an Italian job every day. It was great. No, it was gray and black. It was subtle until I did the art, turned it into an art car and then got crazy.
Yeah, the Edward Norton goatee.
Yeah, it was nuts. But I sat in jail for like 2 nights. And then, it sucked. And then I got a great lawyer. My car was stuck in impound. They won't let it out until your trial. They impound the whole time. So while it was there, I had a toll tag, Easy Pass.
Yeah, Easy Pass.
Someone at the impound stole the Easy Pass out of my car and was commuting in it. So while I'm awaiting trial, I get a bill.
It's like 3 levels of fucking fuckery. It's like exponential.
So we get a bill. I show it to my lawyer. They subpoena the footage, and they have this fucking lady from the impound. Yeah, commuting to work in her own car with my toll tag. Charges dismissed.
Right, I was going to say that.
So the
the
fingerprints, they're supposed to have been gone because it was all bullshit. But yeah. But like, I was in like.
You must have been flying.
Dude, in the tombs in New York, people snuck fucking weed and knives into the tomb. So these guys were getting mad because I didn't give them a match to light a joint in the jail cell. Get the fuck out of here.
A match? This sounds like
it's crazy down there.
The Outsiders. Like this is
so many people were down there for weapons and shit. I was like, oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, growing up in Canada, it was always like if I saw a cop behind me, if I saw a Crown Vic, depending on where you are, the cops have different cars, right? If you see a Crown Vic, you know the lights.
Yeah,
it could be a
course.
Taurus.
Yeah.
It could be a Charger.
Yeah.
It could be a Explorer.
Now it's an Explorer.
Or
Yeah.
Expedition, depending on where it is.
Tahoe, certain jurisdictions.
If I see it and it's in good shape, I'm like, oh, that's a cop. If one headlight is out, I'm like, oh, it can't be a
Dirtbag.
cop.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Yeah.
In New York, that's not the case. In New York, these NYPD
drive
cars are more
shit
fucked up
ass-
than your car.
Yeah, no,
They're fucking.
sure.
You can't, bro. Both the lights gone, nothing in
Yeah.
the middle. They'll
No
pull you
hood.
over.
Dude,
You're like,
and what city do you think has the shit? I think Philly,
I think Baltimore.
probably
Probably
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Philly gets cars used from New York City. You know, all the cabs in Philly, I went to school there, were ex-New York's. When they were done with them in New York, they'd
So like
send them
meteors on the
Bro,
sides. Yeah.
falling apart, not a bushing in the fleet, dude.
Yeah.
On that Ben Franklin ass cobblestone.
Oh my God! Just like driving in
the
Iraq,
hardest,
Baghdad,
the hardest surface.
Baghdad in 03, baby.
Dude, oh, you ever like walk around the Independence Hall, the cobblestones that they were using from the 1700s? Them shits is so hard.
It's like walking on half a baseball.
Yeah.
You're like, this isn't good for ankles.
Or if you go,
or
I mean, I don't want
wheels.
to be like elitist and shit, but if you go to like Rome or somewhere like in Italy, like old, old ancient
Matt, you
Greece.
got 1,000 of the most expensive cars in the world stacked 5 stories high.
Yes,
You're like,
I've
I don't
been
want to be.
I've been to Rome. They're not all mine. The
Yeah,
cars aren't all
yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to be inclusive.
Yeah.
Go to Rome or Greece. You got to bring some shoes that have like air suspension in them.
And ankle support.
Yeah.
I think the cobblestone, because back in the day, those horse and buggies, the wheels were so big that they hid a little bit of like,
Probably.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
50-inch diameter.
Yeah,
They
so
all
you
had,
probably
they had
like
some
are like-
play in them. Too,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
So you're like, we're moving.
Yeah. It's all.
Then we want some
you
small
just kind of have
wheels,
to
like-
like go with the flow. Like when you're riding a motorcycle on the 405, the
Yeah.
shit's moving around.
Oh man, the traffic here, I don't know how people can live here, man. Like I
Motorcycles.
get it, but
Motorcycles, dude.
oh, a lane splitting is allowed in California.
Yeah, my Vespa keeps me sane. You should try it.
The Vespas, how do they compare with the Honda of like comparable Honda Vespa style ones? Because I
I'm
like a
such a-
Honda engine.
Yeah, no. Piaggio makes the engines for a bunch of brands of scooters. So
That's
there's
Italian?
It's Italian.
yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of scooters, including ones from other countries, that use the Piaggio scooter motors in them.
And they're like it's like a bulletproof
They're
motor.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're solid. It's not like I've owned Italian cars.
Yeah, in my mind, I'm
not
like-
no, a Vespa's not like Italian.
Okay,
like that.
got it.
Yeah, no, it's
Got it. That's
bad.
bulletproof.
They're Italian in terms of the fact that they're pretty and
Yeah,
they're more
stylish.
expensive than the Japanese stuff.
Got it.
I had a Yamaha for a while, and then I went to a Vespa, and I think the quality is actually better with the Vespa. It was more expensive, but it is nicer.
Really?
Yeah, and they have really good residual
It's
values.
yeah,
They're
exactly.
great.
That's what it is.
Ladies like them.
You look at like an 03 one in New York because I'm like already looking at them because I'm
Yeah.
like, this would be the ultimate way.
They're expensive new, but like if you're looking at a 150 or
Yeah,
one of those,
probably a 150.
most people look at 150.
Yeah.
They go down to like $3,000
And
then
stay.
they stay there for 20 years. So you buy a used one for $3,000, you put 2,000 miles on it, you sell it for $3,000. If you want a 300, which is what I have,
Yeah.
I love my 300.
could
It does
pop a wheelie
85
on a
miles an
Vespa?
hour, 26
You
horsepower.
can. I've done that once. It's not a good idea.
But
you
I'm
gotta
fat.
lean back though, right?
Yeah, I'm fat, so I need it.
Yeah.
So that one, same thing, but $5,000. But like money in,
Not
money
bad.
out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not bad, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you could just lock it right outside. I don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have
because
to-
I'm thinking
you
about
don't
New York,
chain
right?
it to anything.
Yeah.
You just like turn the key and lock it. You can lock the
Oh,
handlebars.
straight up?
Yeah.
I'm under the impression that if it's, I guess it would probably still be a couple $100 though. So it's like people
Yeah, no,
aren't
it's like
picking it up.
they're like 300 pounds.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you
I'm
with
thinking
two
people
guys,
come by in a freaking Tacoma or
They-
whatever. Two guys put
They
it
do
in.
that in the UK. I've seen the videos.
You
like,
can, you can do it.
Bushwick, Brooklyn. Right?
Yeah,
that's a
you
good
can
point.
do
It
it.
could
But it's
happen.
gentrified. Then it gets-
I would chain it to something.
I mean,
Like
like
New
You'll be
York.
fine.
Yeah.
you get insurance.
I know.
You know, you just get insurance. Insurance is so cheap on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like like regular bullshit insurance, like the basic insurance is
Like
like
liability.
$100 a year.
Yeah.
Comprehensive, maybe it's $200 a year. Wow. It's not a lot. Yeah, motorcycles are cheap. Yeah.
I love America for the insurance rates, though. In Canada, we're getting destroyed
Well,
every
the choice is
second.
we
Well-
don't usually cover you.
Yeah.
It's the same story
Oh,
over there. Yeah.
okay, that's not good.
Unless you get like the big guys that charge the most, and you go to a budget One, just to get a lower premium.
Yeah.
And then when something happens, they're like, oh, you have a $9,000 deductible, brother.
Yeah, dude.
You're like,
Is there
what?
armed forces insurance? Like, down
No,
here we
it's
have
not.
USAA?
Like it's not. Canada's not set up the way America is, where it's like in America they incentivize you to be in the military. Everything is every time I'm in an airport in this country, they're like, "Thank you for all active service. We thank you for your service and welcome you to the Freedom Lounge." Like, you know what I mean? In Canada, there's nothing that. Like, fuck you. Like, I don't care what you do. Like, go to gate B4, have a seat. I don't, Colonel. Have a seat, Colonel. You know, like they don't give a fuck. There's no.
The peanuts aren't free.
Yeah, there's no.
This says Zone 7 Sergeant.
Once you get a veteran, whatever,
Yeah.
they'll give you some perks here and there, but not like America.
Yeah.
It's beautiful here, dude. I'll be on
That's
hold
funny.
sometimes, and they're
We
like,
think we
"Thank you
take-
for holding. If you're active service, press 6." You're like, "What?"
We think we take bad care of our service members here. The
It's more of
general-
like after the fact.
And maybe it's just
Your
the ones with
Veterans
like
Affairs.
mental health and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
No, yeah, you do get to board first.
Yeah. Hey,
Now-
that's
you have,
something, man.
Like you have totally untreated PTSD and are like a real problem to yourself and everyone around you. But
but you
you
get to
to
go 45B
board.
real early, though, huh?
We might,
You're
we
gonna have
might also
space
send
for
you
your
to the
overhead.
conflict zone first. So, you get to board first, you get to fight first.
Actually, dude, I looked in a Freedom Lounge recently because the door opened, the guy went in. Dude, it had like small lays and stuff. I heard the one guy complaining and stuff. I don't think it's that nice in there.
I
I
don't think
bet
it's
not.
probably not that
I
much.
thought it was
yeah.
like massages and
Now, what's happening with the lounges is now everyone needs an upper lounge because the credit cards
Too many
are
people
getting
let them
too many
in.
people into the lounges. So Delta then has the Delta
high
Sky
lounge.
Club and the Delta One Lounge,
my
and the
God.
Delta One Lounge is fire. It is.
It should be
Tell
the
me about
nicest
it, brother.
lounge.
Have you not been in it yet?
No, sir.
In
I've heard of it.
JFK, they got a bagel bar. Build
That
your
is
own
not the
bagels,
best thing
cream
about the
cheese, and
one.
lime.
That's sad.
There's also massages,
There's also
proper
a
massages.
restaurant.
There's a sit-down restaurant with service.
I got that.
Oh, you were in the
Chase-
Boston one, right?
Yeah.
Was that one sick also?
Yeah, it was like an amazing steak restaurant, and the meal was free.
Yeah.
And it's like a real restaurant.
The LA one
Doesn't make any
is
sense.
new, and I really like the LA one. You enter separately, like you don't go through security. You go through
Literally?
You literally. I mean, you do. You go through.
You enter the terminal.
You do not enter the terminal where other people enter the terminal. You enter the terminal at the baggage claim. You have a separate entrance.
So you go to arrivals.
You go to arrivals. You
Dude,
go in a separate.
this is
like,
Illuminati shit.
a
This is
separate,
not-
almost unmarked door. If
This is
you
celebrity
have to be like
shit.
handheld there because you can't fucking find it until you know where it is.
Yeah.
It's at the end of Terminal 3. You go in. There is one check-in person, like a butler, and then your own security. Just you. It's just fucking you. There's nobody else, and like 3 security guards that look bored. And then your elevator takes you straight into the Delta One Lounge,
Where there's like a fountain and a
where there's
flamingo.
all this
Dolphin
service shit.
chairs
Yeah.
around, yeah.
Yeah. As
Would you
soon
like
as the
to
door
swim with the
opens,
sharks, sir?
Yeah. There's someone on your knees just ready.
Yeah.
Like, and
Now
and
this is
then-
service.
And then you have an exit from there straight into the terminal. You don't have to. Yeah. You don't interact
That's
with
incredible.
regular people until you are at the gate.
This is like a paid thing. This is not like a credit card. Like you have the.
No. If you get an international business class flight on Delta.
You have access to this.
Yeah.
Automatic. Oh
Yeah.
no way.
Or New York
Wow.
to LA business class. It's the only domestic flight you can do it.
New York to LA.
Yeah. New York to LA
The
or
diagonal.
international on Delta, you can do it.
Incredible.
So
Yeah,
if Nissan
comes
hits
with
you
it.
up and wants to do a deal
Yeah,
in
it's
LA,
not gonna happen.
you
It's not
say,
gonna happen. I'm not gonna hold my
business
breath.
Yeah.
I had a Chase credit card one time, like when they first started laying in the Chase Lounge, whatever that was, that
Yeah.
black credit card. And I remember I was like going in this lounge for a while, and I realized everyone is just going to these lounges to take like one peaceful dump before the flight.
Oh.
Dude, I was in
Full
the stall.
door, full
I remember I was in a
stall.
stall in the lounge, and 7 guys in a row came in, stopped, washed their hands, and left. I'm like, they all wanted to take a dump. Everyone is in here to just take a peaceful dump
Yep.
before this flight.
Because the Delta One Lounge bathroom is like a regular European public bathroom. Like it's not like a U.S. public bathroom. It's better.
So it's like a wash closet.
The full door closets. Nice couple hooks in
Wasn't
there.
the theory in the reason
white
that
noise.
This is
the
what we-
U-
yeah,
US
this is what we
stalls
work
don't go
on.
to
You're
the
gonna fall
floors because
asleep in
people won't stay in this.
Yeah,
in
they
the-
don't want
you won't
people
stay on the
camping
toilet
out
as
in
long
there.
if you feel uncomfortable. So the door doesn't go to the floor because our nature is to feel uncomfortable being seen going to the bathroom. So it's like it gets you out of there.
Yeah,
They don't
it's,
want people
it's
hanging
hostile architecture.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the word. I just learned about it.
Also, support today comes from Aura Frames. You've heard us talking about them. They are the best. And Mother's Day is coming up. And what could be better than sharing your photos of your family, your life, your activities with your parents automatically, right? You could be the best gift giver in the family. The Aura Frame was named Best Digital Photo Frame by Wirecutter. It's easy to see why. It's unlimited storage, so you can dump photos, videos, and memes in there, whatever you want. It's so easy to set up. You plug in and share it away, right? You send the Aura Frame to your parents, to your kids, to your cousins, to your brothers, to your boss, to anybody. And then you just add photos from your phone or whatever to that frame, to an online Dropbox, basically, when photos go in there and then they get displayed slideshow format in the frame. Always new photos of the kids at grandma's house. It's a perfect gift for Mother's Day, and Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver Matte Frame. That's AURA frames.com. Promo code TIRE. AURA frames.com. Promo code TIRE. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. And now, back to the program.
In New York subways, they got that all over the place. They got these little metal figurines in all these corners where like people are gonna lie down and sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is all this? Then my buddy's
Yeah.
like, hostile architecture.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit.
Disguised as art.
Yeah.
It's pretty
It is disguised as art.
pretty fucked up.
It is.
honestly. It's
But I'm
pretty
like,
fucked
yo,
up.
if that wasn't there, I'd be sitting right there. Though.
Yeah,
I will
like-
admit that. This bag is heavy, you know?
And wouldn't that be the
Wouldn't it
worst
be nice
thing?
for you to
Be
sit there?
horrible,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
What if I sat there? Someone would be living there, right?
I don't know.
That's a giant topic in this country.
The people,
How much
people
time
listening
do
are
we need
like,
more
yeah, I fuck with him until he was pro hostile architecture. He lost me on that.
That could be on a T-shirt.
Pro hostile.
I want a society we don't need the
pro
hostile
hostile
architecture.
architecture. That sounds
No,
very
no.
aggressive.
Yeah, in my fucking NIMBY ass neighborhood, that's probably what happens.
Yeah.
There was a beef.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was a beef. No up.
Sounds like it's still in the courts or something.
No, there's not actually. The my side won. So the beef is
Okay,
over.
let's go.
The beef is over. You can take your signs down now, people. NIMBY ass signs.
They'll keep them up. Never forget.
They're gonna keep. They do keep them up.
I know.
They got fucking Biden stickers on all their cars.
my
That's
God.
sad.
That's the
It's
thing?
just a sad. Yeah, to have a losing.
How do y'all feel about the tariff stuff? This is what I want.
I'm ready.
Yeah?
I'm ready.
You're like, baby.
Terrible.
He's like, did you see the
Terrible.
cars in there? I don't. They're already here, right?
I'm
So
ready to
you're
not
Gucci.
buy anything for a while, aren't you?
You have 100.
You don't need
things.
anything.
I don't need anything right now.
Yeah.
But I just
The
want to
great
know.
downsizing.
Wait, are they?
I mean,
Did
you
they
want
get
genuine-
paused? Did
genuine
they get
question?
paused?
Like, I think it's terrible what's happening.
Wait,
Yeah,
did they
it's
get
all
paused?
terrible.
I'm
Some
like
of them.
every day. I look
Last
what's
week-
What day is it?
jalopnik?
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to, before we talk about the tariffs. You have to say the date and time.
You're right. Here's
to
a newspaper.
establish-
Here's today's newspaper.
Yes,
Well, it's
it's
true.
May
We-
2nd.
Yes.
It's 12:46.
Yeah, exactly.
We did
40
a
PM.
show about the tariffs on the 15th.
And by the time it came out,
And about a week after they came out, Trump announced he was pausing the tariffs on some car companies, but not all of them.
Yeah.
And when we did the story, it was like there were tariffs on every car company.
Yeah.
So it literally changed in a week.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a great way to do business.
A couple times since,
fucking
people are like,
whack 'em
why
all.
aren't you talking about the tariffs? And it's like, you know that like it's changing by the hour.
but by the hour, literally.
Yeah.
Describe the shape of the lava as it's flowing. You know, it's just like it's changing.
I was at the
constantly.
gym and it said, the tariffs started, then they got paused, and the market like jumped, and it said on like CNN or whatever, it goes, tariffs start and pause in quotations exactly as planned. And I was like, dude,
Yeah.
the government is like whenever I play pool, like no matter how that ball makes it in the hole, that was the plan. You know what I mean? Like it could bounce off the
Well,
table.
it's
and be
like
like,
if
right
you're
now.
planning to do like a dump and pump, or is it?
Pump and
That's
it
what
wasn't
all-
the- no,
that's what
pump
they all
and
do.
dump is the other way. It's the
pump and
That's
dump
true.
is when
it's
you
the
want
dump,
it to go
it's
up
the dump
and
and pump. Yeah.
That's a good point. I've
It's-
never
it
heard
was
that
the
term, but
inverse.
I
It's
think they
calling
make
all the
money in
homies.
both directions. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you
short it, then you're making money, and then
right,
you pump
yeah,
it, it goes back up. Right.
Yeah, I think it was. It might not have been
Trump coin was the pump and dump.
right,
That
but
was-
then
that
but
was
then
like a
the
clear one, yeah.
But a front running the tariff
Right.
announcements, I think, is the inverse.
It would be
Dump and
it would be
pump
dump
does
and pump.
sound right, but I think
does.
it was. I think the actual
Pump and dump
term-
sounds like a two-step sex technique. You know what I mean? Pump
right.
and dump.
Dump and pump
Dump
is what I
and
do at the
pump.
High
Delta
school,
Lounge.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's
With
Delta
the toilet
One right
and then
there.
the hand soap.
You gotta
Yeah.
get that's
It's a
international
good
business
septic
class right
system
there.
ad right there. Just
It
pumping it up.
is. I mean, but like, how important though is that last minute poo before like a 12-hour flight or something? It's extremely
It's heavenly.
extremely crucial. Extremely crucial.
Anyway, now I have the Amex Gold, and I go. They got the Amex Platinum
gotta
lounge,
get the
and
platinum.
I go. Hey, can I come in here with gold? They go, no. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Nope.
can I pay a thing to come in? They go, no. I'm like, can I go walk around and see it? The guy goes, okay, I'll give you a tour. I'm like, I was fucking around, man. I'm I'm going to my game.
I
I
look through the
can
frosted
He
window?
thought he was literally
Yeah.
going to walk me with my
Can I
hands like,
smell it?
and this is what privilege looks like.
Yeah.
If you work a little harder, you can be here.
Platinum's worth it.
Is it?
Yeah, it's worth the $400 a year.
It's $50 more. The gold was $350. I'm pretty sure.
So the platinum's worth it.
$50 for that dump.
Yeah, that's one. That's one
like an
great poo.
But
I
you
fly a
amortize.
lot.
You
so
fly a
maybe-
lot.
I'm sure, of course you do.
You break it down. It's
You
probably
need to be,
50
you
cents
need to
a
be
shit.
running some
Bingo.
kind of like point scam. Are you
Dude.
not? Are you not running a point scam?
I think I'm just collecting points. I don't know if it's a scam.
Do you have a real like tight strategy when you travel?
Like stick to one airline type deal.
Like one airline, like your suitcase, how you lay it out, your whole shit. Is that all like? Are you just?
yeah. I mean,
do?
I'm going like I'm averaging like 6 to 8 flights a month.
Oh yeah, so you got it. You got
So
it
like
all
my
down.
bag is there. Yeah. Like
You're
it's
mad
not. It's
efficient.
not like the top left has my thing, and it's not like that. But
No, it's not. But you got to process.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm at the point now that they tell you, one airline, and I like Delta, but sometimes it's like, man, I don't want to pay 2-3 times the price just to.
Yeah, that's tough.
One
If
time I
you're-
went Miami. I went with Frontier. Huge mistake. I should have just paid the money with Delta.
Yeah, that's true.
I ended up paying more in the end because they fucking did a nightmare. Fuck
I
Frontier.
don't like to pay a lot more for. I'm loyal to Delta. I'll take layovers that I don't need to take though.
to stick with Delta.
To stick with Delta.
You know what it is? Delta still feels like, remember 10, 15 years ago when there was general respect in flying?
Uh-huh.
Delta is still that. When you're on a Delta flight, they come through headphone. They still, that's how it
I
used
actually
to be.
do.
Nobody
think their
else
service
does
is
that
the best
anymore.
domestically. Yeah,
Nobody else is doing that anymore.
And if you have, I'm Diamond on Delta. If you have status, if you stuck to one airline flying
will.
6-8 segments a month, you would be Diamond in no time.
I just
and
started-
if you got the Delta Amex,
okay,
that's important too. You got to get both. You would be Diamond in
But you're
fucking
Delta
no time.
Platinum.
I'm Diamond.
No,
I'm up here, bro.
no. Okay, no. You had the Amex
Platinum, which
and the
connected to
Amex.
Delta. No, you can connect. This is so inside baseball.
This is very.
Yeah.
You can connect the Delta, the Amex Platinum to your Delta account to do the same thing that the Amex Delta will do if you don't want to pay for Platinum.
Got it. And
That's what I'm
then
saying.
you get the maximum points.
Yeah.
And then you're on your way.
And
to
then you just fucking rip it, and then you get upgrades everywhere, which is what
We
I
will
do.
teach you how to America.
Yeah, exactly.
I fly a
Teach me, friends. Yeah.
I fly a lot of first class that I
Get me
don't pay
lounge
for.
access.
And I get and you have that. Yeah, it's worth it. Trust me.
So what's your technique for when the back of the plane is boarding and now you've already boarded? Are you a make eye contact with everyone as they come in?
100%.
Or are you a look down and pretend they're not coming in?
No. I metaphorically look down by making eye contact.
That's high level shit.
No,
That's
I
tough.
try not to do that. I just try to not have my shoulder bumped by 1,000 people.
I always
I
right
look
when
for puppies. If someone's got a puppy, I like to say hello. I look for kittens. I pray that someone sit next to me with a puppy or a kitten.
Never seen a cat on a flight. Seen a lot of
That
dogs.
happens. Usually
in the
in
bag.
carriers. They're in carriers.
Yeah.
If people like me are looking for cats, we will find them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a cat person. Do we have Patreon stuff? We got a lot of topics to talk about today. There's things
some
happening in the
topics.
news. Oh, wait, I saw, other than sleeping in the ID buzz, do you like it?
Dude, I like it.
Yeah?
Here's what I don't like. First of all, shout out to VW for hooking it up, press car, all that. Man, people like makes them really happy as you drive by in that car. They're all like, suddenly their hippie comes out, all these old. Anybody in a Kia Soul loves the ID bus. I don't know what it is, but every Kia Soul
Yeah,
next
yeah.
to me has been driving with their phone out.
Sure.
And like,
Because here's why. People who have Kia Souls had VW Bugs, the 90s ones, the 90s and 2000s ones. They don't make them anymore, so they got a Kia Soul. Now they're going to go to this.
They
That's
switched
why.
it up, huh?
Yeah. That's that same person.
Well, we've all waited 15 years for this car, so we're just so happy to finally see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Color's
price,
great.
color's
Creamsicle,
beautiful.
orange,
Color.
white.
The range. I have a 91 kilowatt hour battery,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
And the range is like 240 miles, which to me seems light. Because I went to San Diego. I went from here to San Diego, and it's my first time having a electric car that I have to charge myself.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
had them a bunch of times, but
It says you should get up to. Nope, that's not their website. That's a different,
Okay.
different battery.
it's at 240 at 100%,
Yeah, yeah.
250.
Yeah.
So I go there, and like right away, you have 70 left now.
Yeah.
So you do your thing, and now it just becomes like, okay, now I understand this range anxiety.
Sure.
Because you're like, oh, okay, so now I got to go charge right away.
It's a little bit of thought.
That's
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
a
yeah.
big. I mean, Mazda has a crossover that has same size battery pack but gets 310 miles, but the Buzz gets 234.
It's a big vehicle.
Yeah,
It is a big
it's a
vehicle.
big
It's
vehicle.
much bigger in
To
person. than I
me,
thought
it
would be.
seems like it should have 1,000.
And is this all-wheel drive?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I don't know
Dude,
if
it's
it's
fun.
available.
I will say this, because obviously the battery's super heavy and at the
Yeah.
bottom, and it's mostly air.
Yeah.
It is fun. It is fast, and it handles great. Dude,
bet.
I'm ripping it into the...
They're quick. They're rear-wheel drive, but there's an all-wheel drive option, dual
okay.
motor, and that only changes the range by 3 miles, which is shocking.
I'm in the
Interesting.
Pro S Plus, so it's probably the
That
all-wheel
sounds
drive.
like
I'm
an
assuming.
all-wheel drive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
It
basically,
rips.
how fast were you going on the highway? Allegedly.
Oh, top speed is not good on top speed. It's that like 30 to 100
No,
miles.
I'm just saying for range. If you were going like over 70, you were probably going through battery faster.
I'm going to 80 miles an hour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're going through battery way faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The efficiency window of those things is...
There's a real.
There is a-
secret.
I'm
There's a
learning,
specific
it's my
window, yeah.
first time having this thing, but it's like, then I went and charged it at like 125 kilowatt hours, that
Yeah.
fast one. It took an hour to charge from 10% to 100%.
Yeah.
And it cost $56.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought electricity was supposed to be way cheaper.
So
Now, they told me San Diego is the most expensive electricity in the country.
it could be.
I don't know if that's just bullshit, but
So fast charging is not that cheap.
got it.
So the way this would be effective would
Is
be if you had
at
a
home.
house
Yeah.
and are charging at home.
Yeah.
That is really cheap.
Got it.
You could charge the car for $15 or $20
Because at night, the low rate.
at night.
Yeah.
And slower. It's a
Yeah.
it's a level 2, right?
Yep.
It goes like 8 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt.
Takes like
for
10 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
overnight,
Yeah.
right? And that's really cheap.
Yeah.
Fast charging is as much as gasoline in a
Yeah.
lot of cases.
Yeah,
but it's what you have to do if you need the charge there. So
I know, just because I was freaking sleeping in it, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't go plug it in. Tonight, I'll probably just plug it into one of these, my buddy's house, but
did
yeah,
we, did we plug it in for you here?
We didn't.
could've.
The GTS was there.
Oh,
I should
sorry,
have
we
asked them to
could've.
move it. We could have charged you here.
We could've.
GTS is hybrid?
Yeah,
No,
it is, but it's not. It's not a
It's just
plug-in
chilling.
hybrid. It's the new 911 hybrid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a small battery hybrid, sort of like the Corvette E-Ray or the McLaren Artura has.
That's just to give like initial launch speed?
Torque fill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to do torque fill and to do really fast start stop.
Yeah.
And to do to add torque at the bottom of the motor before the turbo really kicks
Spools
in.
up.
It works good.
Really?
Fucking fast. Yeah. Yeah, it works good. Yeah. Yeah. It's 530 horsepower. It goes like a motherfucker.
Are you like, do you walk into a Porsche here in LA? There's probably a couple Porsches, and you're just like, you're a god in that bitch or what?
At what? At what? The dealers?
Yeah.
It's not
Do you
mine.
do-
It's a press car.
Oh,
That's a
is
press
it?
car. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I do own a Porsche, but that is a press car.
Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get a car like
Okay.
every week.
We get
probably.
sometimes more than one car.
I
a
see
week.
you're driving a lot of these. I didn't know if it was a press thing or if it's like a reviews. I guess that's the nature
That's,
of a
that's
press
what
thing.
that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
So Doug DeMaro,
Yeah.
Doug DeMaro, that's all his stuff is like. Of course, for him, they're just like take it, talk about it, and generally, hopefully, be positive. That's the
yeah, I mean that's the idea. There are
right?
these cars, just like the one you're driving. There's
Yeah.
fleets of them that are for people like us to borrow and review, and they don't really care if you're positive or negative about the car. If you're negative, you just have to be fair.
Yes.
Right? You can't be like, car's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You can be
Fuck-
like,
fuck
you could say
VW.
the steering is distant and
Got
it rides badly
Yeah.
and, whatever. And that, okay, they don't care.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
I want to know why. You can't just say I don't like it. You have to say why don't you like it. And
Got
you
it.
just have specific things.
we criticize cars all the time.
I got hooked up. I was in Austin. There was some girl, Scotty, who does like girl car. So she's a journalist, and she goes, "Oh, with your following, never rent a car." And she gave me all these soft intros to all these people.
Oh, there you go.
And I didn't know about this whole press network at the airports thing. And then they put me right into it. They started giving me these cars, and nobody was like, "Make a video." No, there was like no conversation at any point about
interesting.
should I gas it up when I give it back to you guys?
No.
Do you need me to take a picture? What?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah. So I'm
That's
just
funny
like,
that there's no instruction given
Zero.
to new influencers.
Yeah, I guess
people.
I've been doing it for so long that it never occurred to me
we
that you
learned
would
through the
actually
plan.
have no idea what to do.
no idea.
Yeah.
I filled it up with gas. The guy's like, "Oh, don't even gas it up."
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
It was
I
diesel,
like
you're like,
to
"Oops."
I like to make sure it's got some in
Yeah, so
it.
you
I
can
try
make
to
it-
not leave
yeah.
it like dead empty. And if it's really dirty, I'll wash it. But
Yeah.
other than that, they come. They pick it up here, drop it off here. Wow. Yeah.
That's a good life.
And now because we have the shop, we got the staff. I don't even have to be here, so the staff will deal with it.
What do you call this shop?
West Side Collector Car Storage. It's on the water.
West Side Collective.
Yeah.
It wasn't turned that way though.
Sorry.
It was spun the other way.
Man, it's been a fucking insane couple of weeks. You
What's
see
been
that
going
there's a
on?
video. Well, there's a video of Jim Farley, kind of appearing to sort of suck up to the administration. That looks
Now this is a stupid question.
predictable,
That
but a
makes
little
sense.
lame. Yeah,
Is Jim Farley Chris Farley's brother?
cousin, CEO of Ford.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You've seen a picture of him, right?
No, Ford hit me up to do a video with him.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Because I did. You know that video that I have on there that said "Out Getting Out Car Guide."
yeah.
They
Look, tell me you can't.
dude, he's literally his cousin.
Yeah, he's literally his
He
cousin.
looks like him.
Yeah.
What a
No
legend! Look at
shit.
that neck. That's Chris Farley, baby. That cocaine neck. You know?
That is not a very flattering picture of Jim. But
On the left there.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you?
I mean, he was just he just appeared to sort of suck up to the administration a little bit
Kissing
about
the ring?
tariffs. So, talking about how optimistic he was about the future of American manufacturing and things like that. It wasn't entirely. It wasn't directly suck uppy to Trump. It was just. Let's just say I was a little disappointed with the vibe.
Yeah.
Versus not saying anything at all.
Got it.
Versus just going about his business as necessary. I don't know.
Apparently, he drove. What are those Chinese huge BYD or Yang Wang?
He's driven a couple Chinese cars.
There was one called the Yang Yuang or something like that. I don't know if it's made by BYD, but it's like they're like their Range Rover high. And he said that
I think
this is
Yang Wang might be right. Yeah.
Yeah. He said that apparently in his
'Cause
words
if you get
is,
that wrong, you're racist.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
We
Everyone-
try, but there's no way to not sound racist if you're just guessing.
Hey,
at
do you want China
at
to win?
Chinese names.
Are you pro-China?
We're fucking trying, man. But
I tried. I googled and I found 3 different car companies.
Yeah,
that
who
the-
even fucking
It just responded with "you're racist." That's all.
Yeah,
it
probably,
said.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
But
really
anyways,
ty- are you
he
really
drove
typing
it,
this in?
and he said this is better than anything Ford is currently making.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, which I respected him to say that, because a lot of people are like, we make good stuff too, and it's like you're not gonna progress and evolve if you just go, our shit's the best.
Driving competitive vehicles is a thing that executives have done traditionally. They drive each other's cars and see what people are doing. But there's been, lack of a better metaphor right now, sort of a wall around China's products for a while, and whether through Chinese companies were building garbage for a while until EVs,
Electric.
and they basically just passed us.
What do you think is going to be in 10 years? Do you think there's going to be a lot of Chinese cars in this country? Or are they going to keep blocking them?
I think they'll keep blocking them.
I think they'll keep blocking.
I think they have to.
Because they'll just...
I think it would really
in a
hurt.
meritocracy, it would just be destructive?
Yeah.
I think, I mean, to call it, if it was purely about product,
If it was open market, free market?
but Chinese labor costs and
That's-
labor practices
Yeah.
are so bad. That's kind of
You can't
part
beat
of
that
why
price
they
point.
can
Right,
make the
we can't.
cars
Yeah.
that cheap.
I mean, almost no one can beat that base point. I mean, that's why they manufacture cars in Mexico or can't. It's cheaper than the United States.
Yeah.
But no one can make them as cheaply as China, as well and as cheaply. I think
With
So-
EVs specifically.
with anything.
Yeah.
I mean, Chinese. They just
Well, they've had
I
internal
think
combustion. There was a lot of problems.
There's
right?
never
Yeah.
been a great internal combustion
Yeah.
Chinese car, and I think they've pretty much abandoned the idea of developing them. I just don't think that
True.
I think the numbers are so high that they can't go fossil fuel. That's why they went all in with EV. Right?
Yeah, I mean, they're just their smog problem over there
Oh, it's
was
crazy.
like
I've been
LA 80s, and
Fuck.
pretty much all but banning the sale of new gas cars is like a good way to fix that problem, like local air quality problem. Like, yeah, that's a good way to fix that. Especially because they were running a lot of diesels and shit over there. They were really the air was nasty, and I mean it was nasty fucking in LA too.
By the way, on that note of diesel, these old VW hippie vans used to be diesels, right?
Usually small, tiny gas engine.
Gas, air cooled,
Slow gas.
They
weren't-
sounded kind of like diesels because they're fucking air cooled, which is like clappity a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
but
thought
not
they were
diesels.
diesels. In my mind, I was like, these things, because I had a diesel Golf for a while and diesel Jetta, but I'm like, you can get 600-700 miles to the tank, and I'm like, that's what a van like this should have, is
Well-
a 600-500 mile range. I'm shocked that's 240.
Dude, we should probably clarify. In other markets,
They definitely have diesels.
like if we're talking about the fucking in the Sudan and shit, or in South America, I think there were diesel variants. I think in America, gas only for
Yeah.
sure. Gas only. Was there a diesel?
82 Vanagon.
Oh,
diesel.
Vanagons. So there were Vanagons, not Type 2s, not like early buses, like the '80s ones where it came in diesels.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, so, because it just seems like a range type of vehicle, right?
But when they
travel,
when the first VW bus came out, 60s,
Yeah.
diesel tech
So,
back then
okay,
was like
just-
loud, dirty, clattery. I mean, it was not associated the way it is now with your TDIs.
Yeah.
They smoothed it out a lot, but this part of why diesel had such a stigma in America up until I'd say like the 90s, honestly, was that they used to be loud, smelly, dirty things, and people didn't like that. Ironically, though, the old Volkswagen engine in the 60s was also loud, smelly, kind of dirty, and broke a lot.
Yeah.
and
it matched
slow.
the hippie energy really good.
But
though, huh?
Volkswagen had already put all this money into developing that, flat four engine. So,
Yeah.
well, we can just put this in a bus. I mean, it's a Beetle with a backpack on, dragging
Yeah.
a duffel bag.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
Like a
easy
bed
to
cover,
prepare.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they just throw it in there, and you can't go over 40 miles per
And
hour on
those
the highway.
those were massively more efficient than what Americans
Oh,
car
yeah,
company.
yeah.
This is like 50s iron and like 60s big V8 shit, and like
like
here's
a
this like thing
4,000
that gets
pound
like
car.
40 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
Costs nothing and holds a lot of shit.
Try it.
But it looks like a bitch
It looks
in
like
American.
there were no old buses. The Vanagon was I think
It
the
looks
first.
like that was the first one.
Vanagon.
Yeah, I never really liked Vanagons, but they are worth some
They're
money
worth
now.
so much money?
Yeah.
I don't get it. My friend made a lot of money repairing them, and he's like, that one's worth $85,000. And I go,
Crazy.
what the fuck are you talking about? He
Yeah.
goes, well, it's a Synchro. It's got four-wheel drive. I go, so does a Crosstrek.
Dude, so does
But-
my Delica. They're like $18,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People went
Is that
nuts for the van.
Fluffy Iglesias? He collects like a
He's got a
thousand
lot
of
of
them.
them.
We got to
Yeah.
meet him. And see
Y'all
that car
holding any of his
collection
cars?
No, he's got his own.
He's got a
When you
fortress.
when you get beyond,
The Leno level.
well, that's Leno, Eglacius, Seinfeld. Those are that's the top tier. If you get more than like 10 or 15 cars, it might make sense to start thinking about your own building versus keeping your cars here. Yeah. Yeah, Fluffy's got a big
He loves
warehouse.
them.
I mean, and it's decorated.
It's probably got 30, 40 cars in it, and it's big, big decoration.
Loves VW bus.
And
so much.
Leno's place is obviously insane.
Yeah, it's
I
a
really
complex.
like that blue bug on the left.
On
of
the
that
left,
photo.
that's nice, huh?
Yeah.
It's got
These
that
dudes,
old
if you-
Corvette paint, kind of, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like the.
If you go
style-
to East LA,
Yeah.
dude, these guys, the Mexican guys in East LA do the coolest Volkswagen shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, these guys do not fuck around.
Like
The
air
best-
ride, or like you mean like colored, like paint jobs?
Some of it is like paint jobs. Some of it is restoration. Some of it is like super cholo stuff. Some of it is like they
It's
put them on
creative.
bags or they
Yeah.
make them into low riders,
They're
like
just
crazy
clean.
stuff.
Yeah,
Baja
like
race
clean,
cars.
nice, yeah.
They just like the fabrication work that some of them guys do.
Crazy.
stuff. Yeah, and the Pomona swap meet on the east side of LA
Yeah.
is a huge Volkswagen, any part you can imagine. Yeah.
Whoa.
Fluffy's
his-
building is pretty sweet,
That's
man.
nice.
You got the big ass fans on the top.
Jeez.
I love a big ass fan. That
brand of big-ass
the
fan.
black Beetle behind the blue one there on the right
That's nice too.
is a
White
really
wheels?
rare early car. Yeah, I know that car. It's a very
Like the
very-
original?
Huh?
Might be the original. Like
It's like from the
1940s or
first
50s?
first year. It's
First
a
run?
first year car. Yeah,
Wow.
really rare car.
If you said that this was a Volkswagen museum, people go, "Oh, okay." I
They're like,
believe
of
you."
course.
Like, It looks
There's
that
a big
legit. For
VW
people
logo
listening.
and
Basically is.
Yeah, with the big logo, and this is like a picture of a factory. Might be
Yeah, and
old
I can
advertisements
see
for
1,
Volkswagen.
2, 3, 4, 5. I can see at least 5 that are either 21 or 23 windows, which are really
And
expensive.
there's like 12 vans here.
Yeah, and there's more in the back right. There's a bunch of shit. We should get a hold of that guy. You know who knows him? Larry Castillo.
Really?
knows him. Yeah.
Oh, we should get the
legend.
intro. We'll drive down there and bring our
so
stuff.
badass.
Yeah. Shout out to him. Do we got anything on the Patreon today?
We do have questions on the Patreon. Do you want to talk about Mustang and Tesla, or do you want to save those?
Oh, we can. Have you seen the Mustang GTD bus?
I
This
have
thing.
not. Ford Mustang GTD own ring record at 652 is crazy.
652 on the
That's crazy.
Nürburgring for this Mustang GTD. This thing, so I spoke to a collector recently at the event we were at in Charlotte.
10 Tenths.
Zach and I went to a 10 Tenths Motor Club, who said he was very concerned about his GTD order because what he was told originally would be about a $300,000 car with the options and the track aero kit and all the things you get. The final number started with a 6.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa!
Lamborghini.
And I'm
Which
like,
stereo did he choose?
and I'm like, shit, I might be tapped out at that. And
Are
this
there
is-
like 100
this
made?
is- I
That
don't
sounds-
think it is necessarily
very
a
limited.
limited number. I think it's just very expensive.
Holy shit.
That's
That's crazy.
I think they're
problem
only
with that-
capable of building so many
Yeah.
because Multimatic in Canada is actually going to be building them.
Multimatic.
It's a company that basically builds race cars and supercars. So they built the last Ford GT. They build a lot of like Le Mans cars and stuff like that. Prototype cars.
Like,
Like
they do like all
automotive
carbon
space
fiber
program.
in house and
Yeah.
they make it real lightweight.
race car
and-
engineering shit.
and pimp
so
it
they're
out.
they're building this.
Damn.
They've worked with Ford on a bunch of different stuff.
the
see
problem
more
with that
pictures of it?
price is it's,
front end?
It was not as fast around the Nürburgring as the Porsche GT3 RS.
Yeah.
Even with this new time, which it was 5.5 seconds quicker than the old time,
It's
still
3
3
seconds
back.
behind the GT3
And-
RS.
And, I'm not saying that they're different cars; they have different flavors. But when you're doubling the price to 6, and that's now costing twice as much as the MSRP of an actual GT3 RS, like that
yeah.
is a hard pill to swallow.
But isn't
I'll
GT3
find you
RS
photos.
also with the premium and like actually getting one is like 400,000 or 500,000?
Yes, yeah, probably.
Like, to actually
I
get
think
one?
actual transaction
Yeah,
prices will
it's-
probably be very similar.
Yeah.
You're not wrong there at all.
This is what it looks like.
It looks sick.
Dude,
not black.
it looks like 4 cars. I'm like, my system is seeing 4 things at once, you know?
There's
a little bit of a
lot going
GTR.
on. Yeah, there's a lot happening, and if you were to stand next to it, it is enormous. It's
Oh,
like
yeah?
the size of a Tahoe.
This car?
Yeah, because the greenhouse is
and
the
wheelbase?
size of a regular Mustang.
Yeah.
The rest of it's just that's around it is just bigger, and that wing hangs like 18 inches off the back of the car.
so it's downforce like
Yeah,
craziness.
there's a big front splitter. It's just a huge thing.
Holy shit. Yeah, it looks like a race car.
It says it's it's at least 190 inches long.
So the
a
front
regular
tires of this GTD are
280?
325.
Holy shit.
I was just in.
How do those
I was
turn?
just in Palm Springs 2 days ago for the Aston Vantage Roadster launch. The rear tires of the Vantage Roadster, which is
360?
650 horsepower, are 325s. These are the same. This has the same tires on the front. That
What's
car
the
has
rears on this? Like
345s.
Oh, so it's almost a squared
Yeah,
setup.
with
Wow.
Mustangs, you want to run pretty close to a square stance. It's interesting that that's what they're doing here. That's usually how you make a Mustang go around corners.
Big engine up front.
I've
You need
never
a lot
even heard of
leverage.
320 in the front. though.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone's ever done
How do
it.
those turn?
It's probably going to be darty as a motherfucker.
That power steering pump. I hope they upgraded it.
Yeah, it's
from
gonna be working hard.
from the 350s and whatnot. Wow.
Yeah. So, TV turned off. What happened there?
Oh, it's back.
Oh,
That's weird.
hey,
I moved my foot.
It's okay. I mean, it is 3 seconds off a GT3 RS, but considering the weight of this thing,
True.
that's still pretty impressive.
And it's under 7 minutes. I mean, this is what
It's
the
pure
top
gasoline?
4 production cars records.
Yeah.
Times of all time.
The
I think.
RS Manthey, which I think are they calling that production now?
That's a stretch. The
Yeah.
RS is, in my
It's
opinion,
got
the
like
RS is the production
aero
car.
kit that the racing team developed,
Yeah.
and then Porsche bought the racing team, and so now
it's
you
in-house?
now you can get the aero kit through a dealer, so they're calling that factory.
Got it. Okay.
I'll give it to you.
Is the
Asterisk.
GTD is it on the website, or you have to go to these side people you were talking about?
You can you Multimatic physically builds the car, but you buy it from a Ford dealer.
Got it. Did you buy a GT and take it to them, or
No.
you go? They
No.
manage the
That's not
Multimatic
started-
relationship.
That's not started with the GT. These are built from the ground up.
Got it.
That's a whole car, not a modified car.
You take
Not
a
like a
box
Shelby.
No.
Yeah.
No.
This
And
is-
Shelby
this is-
Shelby has two things. Shelby has the 350 and the 500, which are Ford cars developed by Ford, badged as Shelby. And then Shelby American has, you bring them a Mustang GT
And they bolt on a
modify.
supercharger.
Yeah. Those are not as good.
Yeah, I mean, I read a bunch of that, and people are
they're
like,
not-
a lot of bolt-on
they're
parts,
not great.
and they're still heavy, and blah blah blah.
Not great.
But this
Yeah.
is a work of
factory
art. Huh?
car. Factory car. It's basically their IMSA car as a road car. Pretty
That
much.
spoiler is crazy. How it's on like the C pillar or whatever.
that's
how it's
nuts.
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, and there's also no trunk, by the way, because the exhaust goes right through where the trunk would be.
Yeah,
That's a race
It's
car.
a race car.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Probably like a cage on the inside, or
I don't think the version that people will be buying will have a
it?
cage on it. I'm sure there will be some track version that comes out that'll have a cage.
$600,000 though for a Ford.
Don't necessarily hold me right
mean,
to it.
besides
This is a
first that-
conversation I had with one collector, okay? But he was pretty like, yeah, this is a thing.
But also, I think like the second gen Ford GT to me
Yeah.
is worth all the money now and the money back then. But it was back then. It was like $150,000 for a Ford. But if it looks that good and it's that exciting and it's that cool, then just judge it on that merit. So the price
I like that,
should
yeah.
reflect that.
I used to have a poster of the GT90 when I was a kid. I remember.
yeah.
That's a car you don't really hear about or see.
No,
have you ever
but-
seen one?
Well, there's only one.
It looks like there's only one.
There's one. It was a concept car, but it was a running concept car, and the person who owns it has a pretty active Instagram, and they do take it out to shows once in a while.
Really?
Yeah, I've
It looks
seen
like
it.
it looks like a NASA project.
I've seen it on
does.
Instagram. It's really cool. Jamal knew the guy who owned it. There
what?
it is. This is an article from September 2024. Whatever happened to the Ford GT90? I bet this article will
explain.
tell us.
Oh my God, so many ads.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. This is an
The styling is-
unusable.
I've never seen
Can you just
anything
scroll
like that.
down? Do we have a...
Oh, which one?
This is a horrible... That interior is amazing.
It looks like
Look at that
a
shifter linkage.
Zonda or like a TVR
does.
or anything.
It's actually
Interiors, right?
pretty...
This is cool.
If you said that was a Zonda, it would work.
The steering wheel looks like an Intrepid, a Dodge Intrepid, though.
That is bad.
That is so bad. Like, look at that steering wheel.
It's so 90s Ford. Yeah. Okay, where is it? Keep going. Where is it now?
That rear end's pretty
It was
cool.
briefly listed by RM. Oh, on display at the Hajek Motorsport Museum in Oklahoma.
Wow.
All right. I saw it I saw a video of it at some dude's house. It was in the guy's garage. So it's maybe on loan to the museum, but
They had this car. I think it was early Gran Turismo or a
Yeah.
different racing game, and it was the fastest thing in the game, and it was almost undrivable because the straight line speed was so
It was
fast.
a quad turbo V12. So it was actually a Vanquish engine
720
with
horsepower.
4 turbos on it. They could probably get that
This
to
went
make a lot more
Bugatti style,
now.
huh?
Yeah. In '95, Ford had a concept called the Indigo. I don't know if you ever saw
heard of
this.
it.
Google it. It's really cool looking. And for this concept, they developed the V12, which was 2 Ford Contour 3-liter V6s stuck together at the crank. To make a V12. That became Aston Martin's V12, which they still use today.
It's just 2 V6s at the crank.
Yeah.
Like, really?
And it literally doubled the displacement and it doubled the horsepower of each of the V6s. And so,
I guess it's balanced, right? Because it's just 2
really
engines.
smooth.
Yeah.
But they put it in this thing first, which is called a Ford
shit.
Indigo, which is real crazy looking.
Yeah.
With a fwing. And I used to love this thing when I was a
Yeah.
kid. I thought this was the shit. This was a runner.
It
This was
reminds
an
me of the
actual-
Prowler, huh? It's like a
yeah.
futuristic Prowler.
I think this came
The front's
out
like Tron.
before,
Yeah.
the
It was before the Prowler, but
This was
good
like
point.
early 90s, maybe.
Well,
94,
but Chip
95?
drew the Prowler kind of in 92,
Yeah.
right, 91.
Yeah.
So similar time. This thing's
Is there an
rad.
engine shot somewhere of this thing? It looked the V12 in the back.
Yeah, that looks
looked
like a
real
Batmobile,
cool.
though.
Yeah, it looks crazy, right?
That's so nice. This is in the 90s?
Someone call Philip Seraphim. Look, same steering wheel.
I was going to say the steering wheel.
Someone call Philip Seraphim and make him fucking buy this and get this to run.
Oh, you could tell by the suits it was the 90s.
Yeah,
Big
go
suits,
back.
right?
Big
Let's
suits.
see. Let's do a fashion. Oh man, automotive.
This is a
journalists
testament
in
to our
the 90s are
engineering.
Not the most fashionable people. God, I'd love to have a go in that. Wonder what
That's
that
just
is.
a straight go-kart there.
Shit, who's got that?
Actually, those front tires look like they might be 280s, 300s.
They look pretty wide. They
really
look
big.
pretty wide.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it got auctioned. Here,
Really?
Road and Track did a story. This was a little while ago. It was concept in '96.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't come with an engine, but enough that can be fixed. Oh wow. So what did it get? Did it say?
It had a mid-mounted V12.
Yeah. This is a deeply nerdy episode of this podcast.
What do you guys? I thought this was.
Asking price of $195,000.
That's a lot.
Oh, Jack's Toys Episode 5 Ford Indigo. Where is that video shot? Looks like Willow, doesn't it? All right. Well, now we know. We can find one. Someone get somebody rich to make one, please.
That's so badass.
Philip Wood.
Yeah, I know.
We'll
text him when we're done.
I'm gonna text him as soon as I'm done. Dude, what's up? You need to have an Indigo. He's probably. I would not be shocked if he was like, it's half done already.
Right, he copied it somehow. Yeah.
We have a friend who collects concept cars. It's very next level.
I thought a lot of these OEMs kept them for museums.
They do eventually.
Yeah.
They do for a while, and then they get sold off.
Got
and
it.
some of the
They get a new
some of the ones
CEO
from the
that's just like-
'70s and the '80s in particular.
Yeah.
the companies like ran into money
Money
troubles.
problems. Yeah.
And they
Liquidate.
just sold
Yeah.
off all their shit. Yeah, and so he's got some really crazy stuff.
A lot of these guys that collect, they're just like looking. Is it like a like a portfolio thing where they're like, oh, we know this car is going to appreciate.
No, this dude.
Or
is,
this guy's like,
this
I
dude
gotta
is
have
on a
it.
mission. He's got to have it. Yeah, he
That's
makes money
awesome.
doing other stuff.
And I
This is
think
not for
concept
money.
cars, with rare exceptions, are not always appreciating because it's such a strange thing that usually can't be driven.
Yeah.
And maybe that model never came to be. And do people care about it because it's never driven? So it's definitely less of a sure thing versus buying a Singer or
Like an
something.
old
where
911,
The
yeah.
hype is huge. You
Yeah.
know they drive well,
Right.
and they're very popular.
Yeah,
This is just
exactly.
art.
This is what I would want. I'd love to find a way
But
to
like
have
this
this
guy
and
that
make
you said
this.
that has an allocation or whatever for the GTD.
Yeah.
Is this guy going to be driving that thing all the time, or is
That-
he just like, I know this is going to go up in value?
This particular person probably would drive it.
Yeah?
Yeah, they probably would. They have a bunch of cars, but they would probably drive it.
But that's a good question. There are people that
You know what I mean?
That there's
I'm
plenty of people
wondering.
that just bubble wrap them.
Oh.
They
Yeah.
don't drive them. They know it's going to
The
go
second-
up.
Even the basement
Dude,
there,
the
yeah.
second gen Ford GTs,
Yeah.
the 2017 to 2020
None
Ford
on
GTs.
the road?
So many people bought them just to sit on them for the 2 years until the Ford contract expired and they could flip them.
Yeah.
And if they got an allocation, the car was $550,000. They sat on it for 2 years. They turn around, sell it at auction. It's $1 million too. So you can double your money. All you have to do is not drive this car.
Yes. The
Stinks.
exact same thing with all those new Lamborghinis when they do like
Shitty.
Revolto and all these. I'm like, because it'll always be like 4 Saudi Arabians have the set of the 7, and I'm like, those guys are probably just. It's just a portfolio
Yeah,
thing,
they're
I
just sitting
think.
on them. Yeah,
Right?
Sometimes those guys are crazy and they
Yeah.
beat the shit out of them cars and the fucking some
Like
of the
Mr.
Habibi-
Bean on the McLaren F1.
Dude, well, yeah, he made money
Champion.
on that,
guy
after that.
is
Beast.
such an
Yeah.
example.
What a
Yeah.
legend, huh?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
crashed it twice, right? They rebuilt
And
it
it's worth
twice.
more because of that.
Well, it's worth more because they've all been worth more.
Yeah,
but his is also.
It
a
isn't
famous
worth more
person.
because it's been crashed,
Yeah.
but they've all there. It's definitely worth more because it still exists.
I like my version, all right. Well, it's still 10
Some of
million
the-
it's sold for, right?
Well, I think it probably would be more now. Yeah, some of the Arab
Yeah.
guys fucking buy these cars and drive them into the ground, and
Yeah.
that's pretty sweet.
That's the
Yeah.
dream come true.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah,
it's
I'd love to have the world's highest mileage Ferrari F40. That would be a great time.
you're a F40 guy, not a F50 guy.
I'm both.
Yeah.
I'm both. How does one choose?
I was at Austin. They have like just kind of like what you have here. I forget what it's called. It's just
Is
there.
it called Petrol Lounge?
Petrol Lounge?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Shout out
Yes,
to
sir.
Petrol Lounge. Lovely
Great.
people.
Amazing people. They let me in. They let me fuck around. But I was standing. They had like F40, F50, Enzo, 2
Yeah.
left Ferraris. And then, like, I just took a picture with it, and all these people started going off, like, F40, F50, F50. And I was just like, there's something about, it's either F40 or F50 for me, but there's something more boxy about the F40 that I,
Oh, yeah.
that I like.
It's a little more
Definitely.
race car.
Yeah.
More it looks a little more like a race car. F50 doesn't have a real race car look to it.
But for
Like
me,
that
when you
straight
start looking
spoiler.
down at the F50, you see that it's got like almost the exposed control arms, or like the little dips between the headlights and the center, and I go, ooh, it almost kind of looks like a center seater.
It looks a little more like
shape.
that 333 SP, like open-wheeled Le Mans, not open-wheel, open cockpit Le Mans car that they had. They were the Momo cars that they were campaigning for a while, kinda. But the F40 really looks like you took it out of an endurance race and put it on the road.
The wing, especially.
Yeah. And the Lexan rear window.
That's true.
That's very What's true. A Lexan rear window?
It's that like kind of plasticky, lightweight material that has the louvers in it.
Oh.
You can't really do that with glass.
Yeah.
So they do it with molded Lexan. It's clear plastic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like plexiglass or something?
Basically, yeah. It's like
softer though. You can usually push on it and it moves a little bit. A lot of race cars use it because it won't shatter.
It's light.
It's very light.
It's flexible.
Yeah.
It also does flex. Yeah. So
with the car.
Yeah.
Dude, that's badass. Yeah. That it was it F40 or F50 that one mechanic like took on the road and just like totaled it.
Oh, recently?
Remember that video?
Yeah, it was a 40 recently. Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
Imagine making that phone call.
There was a body shop back in the day that we used to work with when my friend Larry and I had a detail shop, and we would do a lot of the detailing work for the body shop. And the guy was road testing a Carrera GT and literally put it into like a cobblestone wall and totally wrote it off. It was like $1.4 million or something at the time.
Christ.
Yeah, it was.
And now they recalled the Carrera GT. They're like, do not drive it, right? Didn't Porsche say like,
I think
do
it's
not
getting
drive your
sorted.
car?
There was a suspension something or other that could have failed. And they were doing it, fixing it for free, and then they were also putting new tires on the cars for free, which is pretty cool.
That's what they're saying that took out Paul Walker. These guys, right? It was
I wrote that actually.
You wrote that?
I wrote that original piece about that, blaming the tires. Yeah, in 2013.
Was there any like was it substantiated or anything like that?
I mean,
just you feel that it was.
No. It was substantiated.
Yeah.
It's. I'm sure there were other factors, including speed, but. There was an effort to sue Porsche and prove that the car itself was inherently dangerous, but it was on 10-year-old tires. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, it's so I shamed somebody this morning on the mountain for driving a Porsche 928 on tires that had visible cracks and were so old they had no date codes.
Damn.
They were
It's a red flag.
from before date. Like they started doing date codes in 2000.
Jeez, 30-year-old tires and on a cold morning on the hill.
Cold morning on a 928. Get the fuck
Dude,
out
I had a
of
guy
here.
on my show yesterday, funny enough, that grew up in Newport Beach with Paul Walker.
Oh, really?
And he was just telling me about, he grew up with his younger brother who was 3 years younger. And he was telling us about how right before Paul Walker got the first Fast and Furious, it was, remember A Knight's Tale?
Yep.
With Heath Ledger?
Yeah.
He was going to either get that or that. And so Heath got that, and Paul's like, it's either this car movie or A Knight's Tale. And he ended up getting Fast and Furious, and the guy was like saying like he was there at the premiere.
Yeah.
And he's like, everyone could tell it was a good movie, but they didn't know. It wasn't like Shawshank where they're like, oh.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, like it wasn't really one before that besides like Gone in 60 Seconds.
I was at opening night of Fast and Furious 1 when I was in college. It was everyone leaving the movie theater was like hitting it.
I have this, dude,
crazy.
I was like 9 or 10. Same thing. I never forget a Silver City, Masonville, London, Ontario. Every Civic in that parking lot ripped that e-brake on the way. Every VTEC,
Dude, that was our general patent speech for car people. We're like, let's go race. Yeah.
100%.
But he said, he said like after the 5th movie came out, and you're hanging out with Paul Walker, he's like, bro, we couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
He said we go to the beach and the women would just like flock to a level that they would have to leave everywhere.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
You couldn't
What a
be
life.
you couldn't be around that guy. It was
What a
like he
life.
would suck all of the female energy out.
Yeah,
of the room.
exactly.
Yeah. Let's go to the Patreon. Of course, if you want to ask us questions, if you want to get the show early, get it live, have no ads, and a whole lot more, patreon.com/The Smoking Tire Podcast is where you do it. I say pork roll says, do you have a favorite car brand to poke fun at? That's for you.
Nissan. And my first car was a Nissan Sentra with the mass airflow sensor fucking up every 10 seconds and just teaching me about cars that are not reliable, you know?
Michael Cosgrove says, what is the jankiest car repair you or your family has attempted?
I changed the radiator on my Golf.
Yeah.
And I put it back on correctly, but my coolant, sorry, not my coolant, my Freon AC line.
Yeah.
I put it too close to the serpentine belt, and my AC just stopped working. And I went back in. I realized there was a giant hole in it because it just ate it.
Shit.
And it was on a $2,000 car, and the dealership wanted $1,000 for the line. I'm like, well, looks like we're going windows down for the next one.
God. Yeah, that sucks. Frozen Dingleberry Metallic. Have we seen the Trump watches? Yes, a lot of people sent me the Trump watches. They're garbage. They're just like the last ones. These are new Trump watches. Did you see the old Trump watches?
It kind of looks like a knockoff Rolex kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like shit.
The man knows how to do merch, so you know shit. The man knows merch. I'll tell you
You
that.
have to respect garbage.
Do you remember those
hustle.
shoes? The watch is better than the shoes. The shoes
Oh my
were.
God, that's right.
the
Forgot
gold
about the
Remember the
shoes.
shoes?
There's a watch dealer who's like a real D-bag and has a big Instagram presence that very publicly bought the shoes. And yeah.
Because it's like brand thing. Because it's like
gross.
everyone who
Are they
aligns
gold?
with Trump.
They're
sees
gold. Yeah, they're gold.
The shoes.
The shoes
They had
were
an
gold,
American
right?
flag and were gold, right?
Yeah.
They had an
Yeah,
American
yeah,
flag
they
and
did.
they were
Yeah.
very
Seems like
tacky.
Yeah.
that's
Very
distasteful.
Of course they were. Otto Bon Jovi says, what is Abbas's take on the Raptor and TRX drivers?
Like F-150 Raptor.
F-150 Raptor, the big off-road version.
Every person I know that has a Raptor is a business owner that wants a big truck and would never go off-road. They just have a giant Raptor that has never seen mud.
Why
So-
do you have an idea of why they want a giant truck?
Because I mean, London, Ontario is like a big white community, and the F-150s. They're like, I want the top F-150. They're like, oh, you platinum? No, what's more power? Raptor. Give me the Raptor. That's all the people I know. They're not doing like, like Wrangler or TJ Jeep TJ, like the things they're doing in the swamp and shit. Raptor people are never doing that I've met at least. Maybe in LA, it's
a lot of
completely
them are
different.
here in LA.
It's like status.
We have a desert.
Yeah.
No, we have the desert, and
Yeah.
and Raptors do make sense in the desert, but pretty much.
But do people
only
take them out on like dunes or whatever?
People take them on like trails. I would
Some do. I
say.
don't know, it depends on the person for sure.
Yeah, I mean, most off-road focused vehicles do not go off.
Does Canada
Yeah.
have a lot of open land you're allowed to off-road on? Is that a thing that exists?
Just like new, you know where it usually happens? New constructions where they're building a new neighborhood.
Oh, so there's no
and
official off-road
they
park?
built the one side. Like my
Oh,
buddy's got a
that's great.
Defender and he's just going up and down because they didn't build
That's
the
Okay,
back
that's a
lot.
no.
funny.
Because like here, there's
Yeah.
a place where you can actually sometimes they're free. You just drive in and it's like, yep, you're allowed to off-road here.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
No, it's
Go
America's
fast.
better like that.
We
kind of
have
stuff.
we
It's just
have
better.
huge off-road parks
Yeah.
near here.
I'm not saying they don't exist in Canada.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just in a VW Golf, I have
Sure.
not come by them or Googled them, but I'm sure they're out there. Or just go to random forest.
Next time you're in town, if you'd like to go off-roading, I'm sure we can arrange such a thing. Bad Gardener says, what cars that you can afford do you want but you're unlikely to let yourself buy? Could be for maintenance, impracticality, etc.
E39 M5.
Sure, that's a good choice.
E39 M5 6-speed manual.
That's a good choice.
What? That's
Very expensive to maintain.
Yeah.
Probably not worth it.
Yeah.
But they're
what a
sweet.
car, right?
Yeah, they drive good.
What a beautiful car.
I'd like to have a Volkswagen Golf Country. The
Oh,
4x4 Synchro Golf. It's really
On
cool.
like big wheels?
Yeah. You ever
The
seen that?
off-road one that's
Yeah.
lifted?
Yeah. Factory. You ever see that?
No, I saw the Porsche version of that.
There's a
The
Porsche
911 version.
Oh,
that
Safari.
Oh,
off-road.
the 911. Yeah, the Dakar, the Safari. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
can-
Oh, to
can
see
you
this
get
one?
us a
Okay,
Golf
yeah.
Country. The Golf Country, look at that.
Oh, that's badass.
That's they made what
That
does
was
it
like a
say?
rally car.
7,000 examples. Yeah, basically.
That's
but
badass.
it has the Vanagon synchro system.
These
in it.
wheels are
What
or
the
tires
hell
are
is
too
that?
small.
Full proper 4x4 wheel drive system.
Really?
Yeah,
On this car?
On that, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Full time or like you can turn it on and off?
I
like that?
believe full time.
Yeah.
I
Damn.
believe it's full time.
This
yeah.
is just a straight off-road car. Though.
Yeah, it's kick ass.
Our friend took that all-wheel drive system and built a all-wheel drive Corrado with it and like supercharged it, and it was fast.
Jesus.
Pretty
Yeah.
sick. Oh, I should go back to
And
the thing.
Things people do, huh?
A great
Yeah.
one of those is like probably 30 grand.
Of that one right
Yeah.
there? Really?
But
yeah.
a
That's
decent
pretty
one is
cheap.
12.
Yeah. Huh?
A decent one's 12. A few
That's-
years ago, they were 12.
Yeah. No, but like you want a good one. You don't want to fucking deal with one of them. A bad one of
I
those.
want one that runs well, but doesn't need to look perfect. 'Cause
Sure.
I'll take it
'Cause
to the
you don't
dirt.
fuck it up.
Yeah, I'll fuck it up.
Yeah.
What Lucas says? What was first for Abbas? Cars or comedy? Cars, right?
Car.
You- yeah.
I was
You were in the
car
industry.
obsessed since like I was 8 or 9 years old. I wanted to become a mechanical engineer to invent a car. That was like my
Whoa.
dream as a kid.
How old were you when you moved here from Sudan?
6.
So did you were you into cars in Sudan? Was there car culture there, or was it not?
No,
so
no.
got
I mean,
here?
your memory really starts like 6, 7, right?
Yeah,
like
that's true.
no. The first thing I remember of Canada is I moved to Canada. 6. I saw a Dodge Caravan with a Nike a bumper sticker on the back, and for a year I told my brother, I'm like, "Yo, Nike makes cars, bro." Nike makes
That's
cars,
rad,
like
dude.
sorting, and I was like looking
No, I
for it the
swear.
whole time.
I
swear,
swear.
I swear, dude.
It's a one of one.
Yeah,
Nike
I
van.
saw it.
You
but-
lying.
Yeah, but no, I've had I just been obsessed with cars my whole life.
What was the first car you saw in real life in Canada that you were besides the Nike car, like the first cool
Testarossa.
sports car?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh, shit.
Testarossa will do it.
17, red Testarossa. I was wearing a red shirt. I fucking gave my buddy a phone. I'm like, take a picture. It was my Facebook profile pic for like 15 years.
Yeah.
I'm just bending down next to this Testarossa.
what's up.
That shark fin thing.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Beautiful car.
That'll do it.
Is that a reliable car?
By Ferrari
Historically, by
standards,
Ferrari standards?
yeah, they're expensive to maintain, but
Yeah.
they work good.
Yeah.
yeah. If you wanted to go cross country in an old Ferrari, that would be a good choice.
Yeah?
yeah,
Some of the services require engine out though. Which
yeah.
gets
No, that's
expensive.
what I mean by expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like like new engine?
No, just take it. You
Oh,
have to
and
take the
remove-
engine out to service
Holy
it and then put
shit.
it back in.
Don't
yeah.
say oil change.
Yeah.
No, not oil change, but every 5 years you have to do a timing belt service that requires it. Yeah.
Oh, my
5 to
God.
7 years if you drive the car.
The car's designed to do that. The subframe drops, but, like it's a
they're
process.
they're built really well, shockingly well for like an '80s Italian thing.
Yeah.
Like almost everything from the
Because
80s.
I think it was much simpler, right? Because the Testarossa is a small body.
Yeah.
It's not a small car, and it's not crazy horsepower. So it's
the
like,
structure of it is very well constructed
yeah.
for the 1980s in Italy. Like,
But the Italian, their issue is more like engine reliability than structure issues, right? Or is it both?
the metallurgy in Italy was like really bad in the
Oh, yeah?
80s. Yeah, so just there's stuff that like you have to. There's stuff about all these cars that needs to be upgraded like once. Like
Got it.
I have a Lamborghini Countach,
Yes, you do.
and
Another
all
poster
the,
I had.
all the valves are bad from the factory, so you have to get all new valves
From the factory?
Yeah, the factory valves are shit, and so you have to replace them with better valves. Like every car needs this. Every
Really?
single one.
And
yeah.
Lamborghini like advises
Yeah,
themselves.
it's like a no. Well, they haven't made this car for 35 years, but like it's a known thing.
It's like the BMW bearing issue. Where you're
Yeah.
like, oh, they should have made them out of something
Yeah,
else.
it was a
Got it.
manufacturing defect, so they all need them. So it's like $50,000 to do that,
Holy
but they
shit.
all need it. So
And
it's
wouldn't that
shit
be a
like
recall? It's not a recall.
Recall.
Like back then.
This is 1987. This
Oh, you're
is like
saying only
gray market
in
shit.
Italy.
So you're
Nobody
saying-
knew about this until like the late 90s.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
It wasn't like an immediate problem.
Okay, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe I wasn't clear. It was
Yeah.
not an immediate problem,
Yeah.
but over time,
They all have to.
need it. Yeah. Wow.
How's the car though?
It's the best car in the world. When it's running and driving, it's the best.
That might be one of the most popular posters.
I have it in my
Probably.
office.
Lamborghini Countach.
I
poster.
own the car, and I have a poster of it in my office of my car. I'm silly.
You're
There's
living
also
your dream.
another one right out there.
Do you ever just think about like, I made it? You ever just think that?
So that's funny because that was the last one of the questions here. Chris LaForest, what's your dream I made it car?
Honestly, man, like numbers wise,
Yeah.
it would be like a Singer 911. But like, if I got an E39 M5 and was not worried, head gasket issues, was not worried, like I could, whatever comes my way, I already made it at that
Yeah.
point, right? Because
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
car's
that's
going
a
to be a
good
money
point.
pit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love a 458 Italia. I'd love a Testarossa.
It's a good time to get in on Testarossas. They're not as cheap as they were, but they're not as much as they're going to be. And they're very nice.
I'll get on the auctions tonight.
Did you
Dangerous.
see the one we have downstairs?
we didn't walk all the way to the back.
Oh, there's
We
a
can
red
look
one
at
down
it, yeah.
here. You can take a look at it. Yeah, it's nice. It has the power seat belts from the 80s.
Oh, that coming?
Them shits are
My
bad.
mom's Mercury van had that too.
Did she have a
Acura
Villager?
Yeah,
My
she
mom had a
did.
Villager.
I grew up with a Villager.
What color?
Red, maroon.
Maroon?
Yes, sir.
That's a LS? Two-tone? Or GS?
It was not two tone, sir.
Not two, that's a GS.
That's bass.
GS. My mom had the Nautica. Remember that joint?
Don't even remember it. No,
It was a
I know the brand.
collab with the Nautica clothing brand.
Yeah, I was
and the
gonna say.
motherfucker looked like a sailboat.
Yeah,
It was silly.
that's.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore, huh? Besides
No, they
like
don't do the collab.
Fiat and Gucci, and this is the second time I heard of
They
that.
They
kind
don't
of
do the
faded out. Like
yeah, the
Eddie
fashion
Bauer, that was a
collabs.
big
They
thing
don't
Eddie
for a
Bauer
long
did
time.
one?
No,
oh,
they did
dude,
Explorers
every
in the
Ford
90s.
SUV in the 1990s
Was an Eddie
you
Bauer.
weren't shit unless you got the Eddie Bauer version. Yeah. Oh, XLT, that's for poor people. Eddie Bauer is where it's at. Subaru had the LL Bean.
Yeah.
Lincoln had Cartier, Tiffany.
Damn, it was way more than I thought.
Lexus had Coach.
Is John Cooper Works, is that a brand or is that like
John
the name
Cooper
of
Works
the...
is the performance division of Mini.
Got it,
So
okay.
JCW is the fast
I'm like, is that a
minis.
brand?
Yeah. What other fashion? Versace, Lambo.
That's just good
Obvious,
brand alignment.
because
That's just good brand
obviously-
alignment.
They're already together
Yeah,
anyway, right?
Yeah. I don't remember any cheaper cars that had fashion collabs. Yeah. There was some like Chrysler. There was a John Varvatos Chrysler 300.
Oh, John Varvatos. I don't even know that brand.
That's some fashion designer. Yeah. Last one. Just the Tiptronic. Have you been seeing ads for the Afeela 1 EV by, quote, Sony Honda Mobility? The ads are hilariously cringy. Yes, they are. Do you think a 100K EV sedan by a Honda spinoff has any hope of success? I think Afeela is a really weird name.
I have never even heard of it. Oh, it is owned by Honda?
Yeah, it's a collab car between Honda and Sony.
Oh, and they fully write Afeela. Oh,
And
that's a terrible commercial.
It's not a good name.
I thought it would have been an A with a circle around it or something. If they just write Afeela?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
it looks like, what's it called? A Lucid, kind
it
of.
does kind of look like somewhere between a Lucid and a hydrogen car, the Toyota Mirai hydrogen car, a little bit to me. I don't
think it looks bad. It looks like when people colonize Mars, that'd be the car on Mars, kind of. It just looks like the
It's just a
Tesla of
bubble.
Mars.
It's just a bubble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a car.
Yeah.
It's not a bad looking car. It just looks like a car.
But it's $90,000, which no one's going to buy them, right? It's a lease, right? So they're going to lease super cheap, probably.
If you got that kind of money, get an ID Buzz. You know what I mean?
Dude, I don't know, but you can't start a new car company with a name that just sounds bad
right
and
off the
weird,
I know, I feel
right?
it. I know.
Imagine how many people sat around.
I felt like that about Polestar.
Oh, I still feel that way.
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
can't.
what the fuck is that?
wait, it's
How do you not think
The
about
logo.
strippers?
Yeah,
It's an
right,
acronym,
right.
right?
And
is the
the
acronym
logo
for it?
is like
There's an acronym
I'm assuming it's all caps. Does it stand for something?
intended to evoke a sense of feel and affinity. Ugh.
I figured. Oh,
they're like Afeela.
well, because their website is all capital letters Afeela. So I thought it was an acronym, but I guess they just decided to go all caps aggressive.
Stinks. Wait, go up. What does it say? What did that say? 40 units? Go
says
up.
have a nice day on
Wait,
the front.
scroll up. Oh, sensors, 40 units. Oh, because it's supposed to be a level 3 autonomous, is why. It's supposed to semi-autonomous, level 3. We'll see. If they
It's gonna
actually
be interesting.
take responsibility. It's got LiDAR. See, it has LiDAR nipples on the roof.
Yeah, a lot more low key than the ones I saw in SF and
Yeah.
Waymo or whatever that.
Oh, yeah, with the major sensors. They're all over
I
here.
thought they were like space. It looks like it's in space.
You stand outside our front door. You'll see them shits all in a second. Thanks, patrons. Good questions today. Boss, it's been a pleasure.
For the Patreon people, catch me tonight at Haha Comedy Club. I don't know if this is this video even, but Haha
is.
Comedy Club, 8 p.m. tonight, North Hollywood, Haha Comedy Club.
Everybody else, catch him on Instagram and abbaswahab.com. It's
If you-
ABBAS.
If you scroll down, you'll see my dates here.
Oh, we got
If you
dates.
scroll down.
We got dates.
So, I'll be in D.C. on May 15th, and then Seattle at the end of the month, Portland. Just go to abbaswahab.com.
Lots of Canada.
Dude, you're going everywhere.
Lots
This
of
is cool.
Canada.
Yeah, I'm Canadian, baby.
you're
I got to
Canadian.
rep my people. Shout out to Canada. Look at me. I'm in L.A.,
It's a
baby.
good time to be in Canada.
Thank you for having me. This was a fucking,
yeah, thanks for coming.
Thanks
It's
for
a
coming,
pleasure,
man. It's
Thank
been a
you
real
so much for
pleasure.
having me,
I
man.
appreciate it. May
This was
you
fun.
have a test.
I hope this
may you
was
have a
not
Testarossa.
too in the pocket. Not even in the pocket.
All right. Oh, Inside Baseball.
Inside baseball.
Ah, fuck it.
I don't know the adages.
Why have your own podcast if you can't talk about what the fuck you want? I'm saying.
Roger that.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Bye.